Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. Have been in the process of trying to clean up from all the messes that is left over from my videos. Yes, there's more than what you see here. I did get all that done. So now I'm just to the point to where I made piles of stuff I need to put away. Like get my iPad out of the way. Put my pen in there, unplug it because it's charged. And then I need to find a place to put this when it's not in use. I really don't know where. I mean, I could. Will it fit? Okay, we have a place. And then my little thing to charge my iPhone with, or not my iPhone, but my iPad. That goes in there. Cords get off the desk, back down in your loop. Now, I'm left with everything else. Easy things. Eyeglass cleaner. My glue. And this is something I don't think I've shared beyond. Yes, this is one of Tim Holtz spray bottles, but in it is peroxide. Why? Because if you were to spritz alcohol on a paper cut, it hurts. So I spritzed this on. This is like my first aid bottle. And that hangs over there. Now I've got this stuff arthritis cream. I've been using this stuff for quite a couple of years. My doctor prescribed it. And I'm not sure it actually takes the pain away. I think it's more the process of rubbing. And then of course they charge you a fortune for it. So this is what I have left. Things that need to be put away. And I've been putting it off. To tell you the truth, I have been putting it off. I need frames. Oh wait. Ouch. Because I put some in different little areas. And as I go through looking for something else, I find the things that I put away so that I wouldn't forget them. And I forgot them. These are like little Rolodex cards. Sherry sent these to me. I love them. And yes, I am going to put these back in here because I want to get me. I know Charlotte over at Charlotte Peterson did a Rolodex box from a kit that she got. But someone a while back had a Rolodex wheel, and I think one had a wheel, one had just, the regular Rolodex like box and whatever. But it was a long one. And what they did was they took their Rolodex cards and decorated each one. They had flowers and feathers and some were just decoupage. But that's what I want to do. So I need to find a place to put this come on, I know you fit. Because I see another card, another envelope there. I know what's in that one. So, okay, I did find a home for that. Now I have these stickers. That's a note that I bought and I haven't used yet. But I did pull some out of the packaging. So, but I need to put them all together. So I'm going to pull down this tray. And in here I have my sticker books and a few punches. And I'm going to put these back here, which is right behind where the others are. And here I keep like my sticker books. I have corner punches, 2 corner punches, and a 2-inch round. Is that 2? Yeah, 2-inch round punch. Only because I don't have room to put them with the rest of them. So they go up here. And that goes back up there. Okay, that one's done. The frames are in here. Ollie, close that up. Put that one away. All right, that's done. This is bling. These are little grabby envelopes. Sherry sent these to me with little goodies in them that she put in there because she was getting the grabby subscription box. And I love those envelopes. So now I do have a drawer up here for bling, but I think it's almost full. So I'm gonna cut these in half. These are just like little gold half beads. Will they fit and still be? Yeah, those should work. So I'll put that back there. And yes, I have tons of bling. More than what I'll probably use, which is why I don't buy bling. What is this? We have, okay. Let me find where you glue that down. You can open it up as a little pocket on a page. I have one of those. I have two of those, which means they need to be used. These are, I wanted to use these. These were two cutouts, but I wanted to use them like as doors. But so far I haven't made a journal wide enough. And I don't think this one here is wide enough on the pages to, no. Even the widest page isn't wide enough. So these have to be set aside. I have a guest check. Is it just one? No, it's folded. So that's something that's got to be used. Oh, this. I remember doing this one. This was just a little journal I was working on when I'm on the telephone. You see, I haven't finished that. So that's unfinished. These are specific uses. Those are little tags, or they could be used as labels. Index card going that way. A book card. Put these here. There's another one of those. I made a lot of those. There's a smaller one. There's another one. Wow. Okay. These here need to be used. So these need to go in my use me box or basket. So I will pull out my use me basket. These are stuffs I made or things that I bought or stuff that I need to use. And it's all in this little basket here. This goes back up. Well, now I've got stuff between the baskets. Oh, I know what these are. Ah, those are birthday cards, but they don't go up there. Birthday cards go somewhere totally different, which, why are they there? I have no idea. They don't go there. Where did I put all my birthday cards? I don't remember where I put the birthday cards. But you know where they really should be? They should be in my journal. So that when I go to get the, look at my dates, I've got them right there. That's where they should be. And now that's where they are. These are doilies that I use when I ink things. You know, when I'm pulling them out and I want to ink a design on a page. These were the ones, and I liked using the metal covered ones. They just seem to last longer, and they do bend, and that was a die cut one that I used. But I can keep using these, or I can use them on a page, or And they're in I've got them here in a vellum envelope that I had made just to hold them. So, where do these go? These are something totally different from, see, that's my to finish stuff. But these are with inking. So maybe I should put them with my inks that are on my desk that are right there. Okay, those are in with the inks. We have a little envelope. And then we're going to have this envelope. And oops. I forgot this one. This is a needs to be finished thing. So we can slip that in with the to be finished items. Okay, those are there. We have these. Somewhere, I think they're back there though. But these are things that I can use. Let's wait on those a minute. What is this? Vellum. Vellum, 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 vellum. But these are not sticker vellums. These are regular, just thick vellum. So I'm going to put those back in here, but I don't want to put them where I can't find them. So I do have vellum stickers in here. That one won't fit. That's a little bit too big. I need to find something. Oh, my envelope here. That would fit. So, just because they're vellum, even though they're not stickers, I still want to be able to use them. So what I will do is I will put them in here. Nope, there's one more. Put that in there. So now I have non-sticker vellums. Or, you know what I mean. And those can go up there. And then I'll know where they are. Because I can always add glue to the back of them. These are the ones I made stickers, you know, like the tape things off of. And there's my tape things. What is this? This is specialty paper. I know exactly where specialty paper goes. It goes right there. Ah, it is so gorgeous today. I have the window open, can you tell? Everything's flying everywhere. All right. Some of these don't have anything on them, but then I've got the sticker thing. You know where these really need to go? With my other stickers. Now, sometimes when you're cleaning up, yes, you're pulling things out 2 or 3 times. It's okay. That is okay. Oh, one thing else I wanted to show you while I've got this down, because what I'm fixing to show you sits under it. I loved using cigar boxes. And in this one, because I need to be able to find them and not have them around anything else, sort of isolate them. These are my replacement blades. These are just some extra knife blades that were given to me. So I keep them in here. Here's another key. This one was given to me by a gentleman I worked for when I first moved to Florida. And then my son's first box cutter when he got his first job. So in here I have razor blades. And I buy these by the big box of 100. I get them at Harbor Freight. And they come with the protective thing on them. But the box fell apart, so now they're in here. Then I have knife blades. These are like all different sizes. I have These are more all different sizes, shapes, I should say. These are what I call, I don't know the real name for them. I just call them pencil knives because they're real. The blade on them, I don't know if you can see that. It's not as long as a regular one. And you can see I got quite a few of those. I have, those are the regular ones. And these are number 11s. I need to get some more of those because I am almost out. These are my used blades. And I will keep them in here until the thing is filled up. And then as it does, as I use what's in one of these, I'll simply save the, put all the used ones in here because this one's already marked, or mark it or whatever. Then I have, you all have seen me use my, my little box cutters. These are the little blades for them. And I've got quite a few of those in here. But this is what I call my blade box. And that's all that's in here are replacement blades, mainly. Well, with the few knives. But they're in here. And I picked this one out particularly because it has this little sheet that goes on top of it. Because if there's something prickly, I don't have to worry about getting my fingers stuck. And it's all in there, and it's all safe. We don't have small kids here, but when my granddaughter was here, she would not have been able to get into it because these pop things are really hard to get open. So sometimes safety, even when you don't have little kids, is important in your craft room. All right, get all that back up. Now, I have these, and they look like old papers, and they're on either tea dyed or coffee dyed. Basically all the same thing, but I keep those together because that's the way they came. And as you can see, it was a lot thicker. I've used quite a bit, but I still need them where I can find them. So we'll set those there. Now, almost done. These are, stamps. I know who sent me these. Sherry sent me these. So I remember sitting there with her when she was making a bunch of these. Oh, and she sent me some tickets too. Oh, ha, ha, ha. And these are stamp blanks. I made one like that. Ooh. I got stamps I can make. And then we've got these are some more. Look at that one. These are all stamps. These are tickets. Those can stay like that. And these are, look at that shiny ticket. Those are tickets. So I've got tickets and I've got those stamps. These are blanks. But I don't have any place where I keep my tickets right now. But they are small and they can be used as labels. Multi-uses. Put those in there and they fit. Now, these are to-do stamps. These are stamps that are done but need a sticky backing. So we'll get to these in a minute. Let's put these, this is ephemera, and it needs to, where am I going to put these? Where do these go? These go, I'm trying to think of what I have where. All right, those can go in that drawer there. Then I've got this long piece that doesn't fit anywhere. So guess what? I'm putting this in my scrap box. Now we have envelopes. I am going to hang on to these. And yes, I am peeling washi tape off. It may leave a little edging there, but that's okay. There's a piece of washi tape. Then we have envelopes, which goes up here in my to-use basket because I use those inside. I've got these. Now, my last thing that I think I've got up here, I've got to put away. I received a thank you letter from a very, very dear friend of mine. And it had with it, on the cover, it had some washi tape, which as you can see, I've already pulled off. Then there is more washi tape holding the back on. I will peel that off. And now, I can't use, oh, look what she sent me. I forgot about that. Isn't that awesome? I love it. But now, when you get something like this, what are you going to do with it? We're going to make it a sticky back. Then I've got, is this a handmade? Yeah, this looks like a handmade envelope. So, I'm going to show you how I deconstruct envelopes, especially the handmade ones. These things are worth gold. Maybe not to anybody else, but to me they are. And then pull that side down. Now, I'm going to tear here and take that whole side off. Look at that. I've got a piece of paper that I can use. Now, on the front, I don't want to use anything there, but look at that stamp. Look at that stamp. It's a bonsai. So, let's see, I already have her address and stuff, so I can tear this apart here and here. I know her address practically by heart, but I do want to hang on to her letter because there's some information on there I want. So I'll put that in my important stuff to use. Now, I've told others, I've said something about peeling the stamps off. A lot of today's stamps are all sticky back. And basically all you have to do is peel them off. But now look, I'm glad this happened. You get a tear. What do? I'm going to come in here and I'm tearing the back. I'm just tearing the back away. Because all I want to do is expose that edge. Because I don't want the envelope edge on it. But because it ripped, then I have to find another way to get it off without making the rip worse. Now, it didn't get all the backing off. You got little pieces showing through there, but there's a pinch off. So now I'm left with this. And it's a little sticky. It's okay, we can deal with a little sticky. If all you're going to do is to put glue on this. This is I made this years and years ago. It's an infant sock or a child's sock, little teeny sock. And I sewed up one end. And I made a little pack. I took let me start over. I took the part I cut off is filled with talcum powder. And, well, I think this is a mixture of talcum powder and cornstarch. And then I sewed it across there with a sewing machine. And then pulled it up. And then tied it off. Because I'm not sure I've got anything you could see this with. Do I have anything dark? Yes. This will do. It's just a piece of paper. But when you go, I did the face because I thought it was nice. Look what comes out. And it's great if you're, I mean, it wipes right off. So, but if you don't want something to be sticky, now there's a piece there and a touch there. So what I will do is I will only rub it on those two pieces. And that gives it, and yes, I am rubbing it in because I'm rubbing away the excess. Put this back where it goes, or else I'll have to tuck them all over my, it goes everywhere, worse than glitter. And then I'm basically rubbing it in. Now, at this point, you can put glue on the back here, or, you know, run it through your Xyron or whatever, and you've got a sticky back stamp. And, I mean, it doesn't stick to anything right now, but once you run it through, see, where's my, then what I will do, let me see, is this going to be wide enough for this one? Or do I need to bring out the big guns? I'm going to need the big guns on that one. But if you get a chance to get you a Xyron, the refills are a little pricey. And what I do is I will pull this down until I see the edge of that stamp before I put the next one in. Because that way I'm not wasting a lot of tape. Sometimes I do overlap them, but a lot of times they come out just fine. And then I will sit here and do all of these. And then when I get done, I'm not going to do them all right now because y'all have better things to do. Then I simply tear them off. I come in and I rub all around the edges because the sticky stuff is on the paper back here. This is just the cover, and it will pick up whatever sticky is left after you run your piece through, so that when you take your plastic off, get it separated here. You got those left on there, but all that sticky there. And then at that point, or at this point, you can simply come in here. That one that went in wonky, but it's okay. It's going to cut straight. See, I'll trim it up. Nobody will know except me and you. Put those aside. Got that one, and then I still have the others to do. And now I've got stamps, and then these go. I have a thing here that says stamp stickers. Those are put away. Now, what about these that I haven't used yet? I have a kit that I made up. And what it is, yes, I know this is not part of the kit, but I've got it in there so that it doesn't get broken. It is a wood veneer piece that I glued. But I picked out things here that could probably, what is that? That's supposed to be on there. That could be used on a stamp. Different little words, different little things. And then I have the block that I made so that I could put something down, I can draw around there, and I could stamp whatever I want on the inside. I put it down this way and stamp this way, because then I can wipe this side off. But I have that outline done. I have little stamps that I have picked out from the tons of stamps that I did have. And yes, some of these are large, but they've got elements in there that I can use on a smaller one. So I have those. And this is from a paint palette swatch maker. And you can find the stamps like this. And all I did was I cut one of those off, and I've cut these off so that it comes off like that. And I can do one, or I can come in here and do a whole block of them. But this is what I call my stamp kit. So these, because I don't have anything on them to begin with, can go in my stamp kit. And I can gently lay that back on top. So, those are put away. These are put away. These I'm going to sit here and do with that. Now, I've got, like I said, I saved washi tape. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it on one of our pages coming up. So, and then what else I found? I've got this. And these are, you know, I was looking for all the small little stickers. These are all, I can't get them out, petals. All different little petals. So I wanted to do something with those on one of our next pages. So I have this, I have washi tape, and yes, this has been wrinkled. There is a wrinkle in that one. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have much sticky stuff onto it. That's okay. It doesn't need a lot. All right, just put those back there, and then I do not see a clip to clip these together for right now, so we'll use that. And this goes in for my next, what I want to use on next time in the journal. So what we'll do is, it doesn't matter what page or anything. I'm just going to clip this on here so I know that's what I want to use. And I can set that back in there. All right, that part's done. This is what I'm working on. And then this actually will not fit in here yet. I need to pull out the bigger one, but it doesn't mean I can't put it away for now. Will it fit? And see, it's too big for that. So I can't use it in my label container. And this is going to in, where am I going to put it? Let's see. I can write, what have I got over here? What is, all right, this is just plain stickers. It doesn't say whether it's going to be washi or whatever. So, because I want to use that as a sticker, I'm going to put it in there. Because if I don't, when I pull out stickers, I'm not going to be able to find it. Or if I put it somewhere else, I'm not going to be able to find it. So it's going to sit there. Does it look like I'm cross-pollinating my my containers? Sometimes, yes. If that's what helps you remember things. See, I left a piece here. Didn't get stuck on there. There we go. If it helps you remember, put it where it helps you to remember. Okay. This I know I want to work on, but not. How many times do you clean out your desktop type stuff? Yes, I do have chopsticks in here. I have figured out why, and no, this is not the reason, but I figured out why chopsticks are good for crafters. I'll leave it at that. I love to eat Cheetos, but they're cheesy and it gets on your fingers. Not with chopsticks. Ha ha ha. And they're El Cheapos. You can buy them at just about any Asian store. They come in like a bag of 100 for a couple of bucks. But look for the ones that are bamboo. They're washable. Yes, I have a flashlight because I drop things under my desk and it's dark under there. I have a blending tool, ruler. Yes, I have a fingernail file, but not for fingernails. I use these to go around the edges of different things to give it a rough feel instead of a big sanding block. This takes up less room. I have multiple rulers. One thing y'all might want to think about is, other than the US, everybody else uses the metric system pretty much. I'm not saying they do, I'm just saying pretty much. So if you have a chance, get yourself a little metric ruler. Yes, you can get them where they have both on each side, but then we end up using only the inch side. That is a quilter's ruler, and I forgot what kind of ruler this is, but I've used it a couple of times for drawing arcs and circles. Fantastic. And it's good for going around corners. But get yourself a metric ruler and use it. I have a spare set of glasses, which really don't need to be in there. Okay, now my idea was to have my immediate tools in this one. That is glue from a one of the miniature models, so that does not even need to go in there. That can go up there. I have pens, tweezers go over here. Craft knife stays over here. That's my big bone folder. It stays over here. Pen glue. Yes, I have a wand. Why do I have a wand? Because every so often you just want to do that. All right, pens and pencils. That is, all right, that goes over there. It's my little scissors. All right, now I'm down to, this is a craft knife and a pen. This side is a pen, and this side here has a very small craft knife on it. It's supposed to be good for going around in circles, but I bought that and I put that on that end so that it would show me which end was the pen side. I bought that in Japan because at the time I needed a craft knife, and I would not have been able to bring a normal craft knife like this one back into through customs. So all my tall things are going back in here. My pens and my pencils, things like that. My rulers are going back in here. And these are going back over here. Now, I have a blender. This is not where blenders are supposed to go. I know this. So it's going over here where blenders are supposed to go. Yes, it's done. Now, we have scissors. Now, when you have scissors in a container like this, putting them in here just like that, that can break your tip. So, what I'm going to do, and it's only because this is what I have handy, I'm going to fold up a piece of paper towel. This will probably need to go into quarters. Just like this. Yes, it's going to be a little chunky, but I take a little piece of tape and put on right here just to hold it together. And this is going down in the bottom. Why? Because I don't want those to get chipped. I don't want the glass to get chipped. I don't want to hear the bing bing every time I put them. These are top heavy scissors. You know, and See how quiet those are now? But my tweezers go on this side. This is an extra set of tweezers, and they are still in the protective cover because those are sharp. I will put all my other scissors and stuff in here. Now I'll put those in. I have my big ruler. That goes back over there. Well, not big, but that goes there. My other little ruler tweezers go there. And my pencil. That's all that should be in here. These can go back up here. I do keep an extra set of glasses hanging on the side there, because I wear readers, but I don't, they're not, I can get them at the dollar store. So now I have my cards here. That container goes over yonder. I have, these are the ones we've used. These are the ones we have not used. And I will put them like that. Now, all I do here is paperwork, paper crafting, stuff like that. And I'm moving this way because I want to show you something. This table was wiped down not even a week ago, but I have been busy working at it. So, this has not even been a week. I'll lift that up, get under there. Come around here. And I'm just going to come down the side right here. Look at all that. That is filthiness. That's why we clean our desk. Because we don't want this kind of stuff all over and getting into everything. And it will get everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean, you could glue something and it'll be in your glue. You can decoupage something on. It'll end up in your decoupage medium. So, there we go. Now, I get my glass done. I'm just going to set these like this for now. I can put those back there, put that there, and then my glass. Now, when you're cleaning your glass, I have a simple glass scraper here for when, you paint windows and stuff, clean them off. The lines and stuff are on the back of this. This is all clear. This is all just basic tempered glass. Scrape all that down, and there is, you'd be surprised the stuff that comes off. That's got its own place. Give it another wipe down. Now, as the final cleaning for my glass, which is probably why it shines so much, I will come in here with glass cleaner. I don't know, it makes me feel good when everything is all nice and clean. There. I can put these other tissues out. I have my trash can there. Put the cup down there. That goes in the trash. Cards are straightened up. I've got this to play with, and I'm done. My whole desk is clean. And this is driving me crazy. You know how they say, some people say, copper's good for arthritis? I've been wearing that. All it does, it doesn't make my arthritis feel any better. All it does is it irritates me because it hits my glass. That's irritating. So for now, it can keep I've got the corners of my shelf have the little metal edges that come up, so I can hang it on the corner of my metal shelf. There, I'm done. We have done it. We have cleaned up. We have gone through the last little things. I have one little job to work on, and then I'm done. I've got the rest of the day to mess up my desk again doing something else. So if you've enjoyed spending this time with me, I do appreciate you coming by. So until next time, bye guys.